Those 5 words still echo in my mind, like a door slamming shut forever. That's exactly what you deserve. My name is Leona Hargrove. I'm 60 years old now. For nearly 2 years, I buried this story so deep that speaking it felt impossible, until the silence started choking me more than the memory itself. It happened at my only son, Marcus's wedding reception. His new mother-in-law, Valentina Moreau, lifted a steaming tureen of shrimp étouffée and flung it straight into my face. The heat seared my skin instantly. Spices scorched my eyes, thick sauce soaked my cream chiffon dress and burned my neck and cheeks. But the real fire came from her face, calm, almost serene, eyes narrowed in quiet triumph, as if she'd rehearsed this moment for years. "That's exactly what you deserve," she repeated, voice steady, chin high like she'd just delivered justice. The elegant ballroom froze. Silverware hovered. Guests stared at their plates, pretending the scene wasn't unfolding. No one spoke. No one intervened. Except my son. Marcus, my only child, the boy I raised single-handed after his father vanished when he was 4, the man I'd poured every drop of my life into, sat at the head table, arms folded tight. In a low, even tone, he said, "She's right, Mama." The world dropped away beneath me. I didn't scream, I didn't sob, I didn't demand answers. I simply lifted the napkin from my lap, pressed it gently to my throbbing face with whatever dignity remained, and stood. Back straight, steps measured, I walked toward the double doors. Inside, I was shattering, but I refused to let them witness the pieces. Just before crossing the threshold, I slipped my phone from my small purse, dialed the number saved weeks earlier, and whispered 3 words, "It's time." I hung up, closed the door softly. No one followed, no one called out. I drove away from the glittering north side venue toward my quiet duplex on the southwest side of Atlanta. Streetlights streaked past, while one question looped endlessly. How did we end up here? There was a time Marcus would cling to my legs and whisper, "You're my superhero, Mama." A time I believed a mother's love and a son's loyalty were unbreakable. A time trust felt solid. That belief drowned in hot étouffée. What happened after that call would make sure they never forgot this night. But to understand why I made that call, you need to know how a devoted single mother ended up publicly shamed by the family that was supposed to embrace her. How I learned, too late, that my son had hidden a secret dark enough to destroy everything we'd built. Sometimes the people closest to us wound us the deepest. Have you ever felt a loved one's betrayal hit like physical pain? Share the city you're from and one moment when trust shattered for you. I read every comment. 3.5 years earlier, my life had a steady, comforting rhythm. I lived in a modest 2-bedroom duplex on Atlanta's southwest side. Porch lined with pots of vibrant hibiscus and morning glories I watered at dawn. Routine anchored me. Strong black coffee at 7, cinnamon rolls from Miss Etta's corner bakery, then opening my small alteration studio downstairs. I wasn't rich. I didn't aspire to be. After Marcus's father left us with nothing but bills and a preschooler, I discovered a hard-won truth. One woman's hands can sustain an entire life without begging permission. I specialized in fine alterations, wedding gowns, prom dresses, church ensembles for women who wanted grace without flash. My fingers understood every thread's whisper, every seam's secret. Marcus grew up watching. He saw me rise before sunrise for rush jobs, saw blood dot fabric from pricked fingers, saw exhaustion tears wiped away so I could keep going on my grandmother's old Singer. "Mama, when I'm big, I'm gonna make sure you rest," he'd say solemnly over cereal, eyes huge. I believed him. He was kind, responsible, affectionate, studied without prodding, earned good marks, helped sweep the shop Sundays, and asked smart questions about why some silks felt happy and others felt heavy. When he headed to Clark, Atlanta for business studies at 18, pride fueled my extra shifts. I sewed for brides who'd never seat me at their receptions, saved every penny so he graduated debt-free. And he did. Honors, solid job at a commercial real estate firm, crisp suits I tailored, Sunday lunches with fresh roses and forehead kisses. Thank you, Mama. Everything good in me is because of you. I felt full, until Elise entered the picture. The first time Marcus spoke her name, his voice lifted, eyes sparkled in a way I'd never seen. She's different, Mama. Really special. Elise was the sole daughter of an established North Side family. Her father ran regional building supply warehouses. Her mother, Valentina, never held a job but ruled spaces like a commander. When Marcus insisted I meet her, I wore my best charcoal sheath, hand-stitched trim, my grandmother's pearl studs, hair in a neat chignon. We met at an upscale Buckhead restaurant I'd never pick. Elise arrived flawless in ivory, smile polite but distant. Talk stayed light, weather, her home staging career, venues she'd already pinned though they'd dated just 7 months. I smiled, asked questions, nodded, but my stomach knotted when she said, "Mother is dying to meet you, Mrs. Hargrove. I've told her everything." The Mrs. Hargrove landed like a polite barrier. Marcus squeezed my hand under the table. "It's fine, Mama." I clung to that squeeze. Back then, I still trusted our bond could weather anything. I didn't yet see that some view a working-class mother as a threat from day one. And I didn't know Valentina had already judged me unworthy of their circle. What early sign first warned you someone close was drifting away? Drop your city and that memory below. I want to hear it.
3.5 years earlier, my life had a steady, comforting rhythm. I lived in a modest 2-bedroom duplex on Atlanta's southwest side, porch-lined with pots of vibrant hibiscus and morning glories I watered at dawn. Routine anchored me. Strong black coffee at 7, cinnamon rolls from Miss Enna's Corner Bakery, then opening my small alteration studio downstairs. I wasn't rich, I didn't aspire to be. After Marcus's father left us with nothing but bills and a preschooler, I discovered a hard-won truth. One woman's hands can sustain an entire life without begging permission. I specialized in fine alterations, wedding gowns, prom dresses, church ensembles for women who, 3 months after that awkward lunch, they invited me to dinner at their North Side home. That's when the first real cracks appeared. The house was exactly what I'd pictured, sprawling, sterile, overflowing with unnecessary luxury. Crystal chandeliers, thick Persian rugs, gilt-framed art, furniture so pristine it felt dangerous to breathe near it. Valentina greeted us at the door with a smile that never warmed her eyes. "Leona, lovely to see you," she said, air-kissing without contact. "Come in, make yourself at home." I felt anything but. Elise descended the staircase, glowing in pale blush silk, easily 3 months of my rent. "Mrs. Hargrove, you look nice," she said, same empty smile. Again, that formal address, making me feel outdated, out of place. Valentina's husband, Harlan, gave a limp handshake, then retreated to his recliner and scotch, grunting occasionally at the TV. Marcus looked relaxed, at ease, like this mansion fit him better than our old duplex ever had. That stung deeper than words. A silent housekeeper served dinner. Valentina barked orders without glancing her way. I smiled at the young woman when she plated my food. She returned a fleeting, grateful look before vanishing. Conversation turned tense fast. Valentina name-dropped country club friends, upcoming Hilton Head trips, Harlan's new luxury SUV. "One simply can't drive anything less, Leona," she said, with a tinkling laugh. "Standards matter." I nodded mutely. Elise touched Marcus's arm possessively. "Mom, I've told Marcus he needs something bigger once we're married. His current car's so modest." Marcus chuckled awkwardly. "It's reliable, babe." "But babies are coming," Elise cooed. "We need room, safety. Daddy can help with the down payment." My stomach twisted. I'd watched Marcus save for that car through long hours. Now it was dismissed like trash. "I think Marcus knows what's right for him," I said quietly but firmly. Valentina's gaze sharpened, the first real look all evening. "Of course, Leona. He's intelligent. That's why he'll choose wisely for his future, for his new family." New family landed like a slap, erasing me from his tomorrow. Marcus stayed silent, head down, eating. I realized he was allowing them to sideline me. Talk shifted to wedding plans. Cathedral ceremony, family tradition, St. Regis reception, elegant, proper. No one asked my thoughts. "And you, Leona?" Valentina finally asked, fake sweet. "What do you think?" "Sounds lovely, as long as Marcus and Elise are happy." "Precisely," she toasted. "Happy and starting fresh, without burdens." Burdens hung poisonous. Later, alone with me while others stepped away, Valentina leaned close. "Leona, you're reasonable, so I'll be blunt. Marcus is used to simple. That's fine, but now he's joining our world. We have expectations. Elise needs provision. Marcus must focus forward, not backward." "Backward?" I echoed, throat tight. "You've done admirably," she smiled, "but good mothers know when to step aside." I couldn't reply. Elise returned. Dessert arrived. I left the creme brulee untouched. Valentina gifted me a delicate porcelain teacup, white, gold-rimmed, cold. A small token. In the car home, Marcus asked, "Did you like Valentina?" I said carefully, "She's forceful." "He's amazing," he beamed. "She and Elise are so close." "And us?" I wanted to cry, but I stayed silent. That night, holding the untouched cup, I returned to my faithful old ceramic mug, the one that knew my real life. A dark question took root. How far would this woman go to erase me? I was about to find out. Have you ever received a gift that felt like a warning? Share your city and what it taught you.
The following months felt like walking on shattered glass, each step cut. But I kept smiling, convincing myself it was normal, that mothers must release sons when they marry. But they weren't releasing me, they were tearing me away. Marcus's Sunday visits, once sacred with pastries, cleaning help, long talks, dwindled to every other week, then monthly, then rare. Always the same excuses. "Sorry, Mama, Elise's family has plans." "Sorry, Mama, Valentina invited us to the club. Wedding stuff." Always them. I said, "I understand," while something inside withered. One afternoon, Marcus called. Elise wanted my fabric expertise for dress shopping. Hope flared. Maybe I'd misjudged her. Maybe inclusion was coming. I arrived early at the upscale Buckhead boutique, dresses costing half a year's income. Elise swept in late with Valentina and 3 giggling friends snapping photos. "Mrs. Hargrove," Elise air-kissed, "so glad you're here, your expert eye." I sat on velvet while she tried gown after gown. No one asked my opinion, until a strapless French lace number with a sweeping train. "What do you think, Mrs. Hargrove?" Elise twirled. I spoke honestly. "Beautiful, but the strapless might not flatter your shoulders. Sleeves or thin straps would highlight your frame better." Silence crashed. Friends' smiles vanished. Valentina's eyes iced. Elise laughed nervously. "It's trendy, Mrs. Hargrove. Not sure you're up on current styles." Quiet laughter rippled. Valentina stepped forward. "My girl looks perfect in anything. We're taking it." Elise beamed. "Yes, Mama, you're right, Mama." She called Valentina Mama, but still Mrs. Hargrove for me. They discussed veils and shoes. I sat invisible. Outside, Marcus waited. Elise showed photos. "Gonna be stunning, love." He kissed her, saw me last. "How'd it go, Mama?" "Lovely," I lied. Valentina hooked his arm. "Join us for lunch. Final details." "Mama too?" Elise asked sweetly. Valentina. Oh, Leona must be tired. Specific planning, don't want to bore her. Marcus said nothing, kissed my cheek, walked away with them. I stood on the sidewalk, tears slipping before I wiped them. Took the bus home, couldn't waste money on rideshare.
In my kitchen, I brewed coffee in my old mug. The porcelain cup from Valentina sat dusty, untouched, a silent message. You don't fit here. Something whispered, this will worsen. But I still clung to hope that Marcus would remember who raised him. So I smiled through exclusions, said, it's okay when it wasn't, swallowed pain to avoid being the burden Valentina warned about. 2 weeks later, Marcus invited me to dinner, just us. Joy surged. I arrived early in a burgundy dress I'd sewn myself, embroidery subtle. He arrived with Elise. Sorry, Mama, she wanted to come. Throughout, Elise chattered weddings, Bora Bora honeymoon, condo gift from Daddy. Buckhead, 3 bedrooms, incredible view, important to start strong. Marcus glowed. I smiled. When the bill came, Mama, can I borrow $2,000? Tight after wedding costs. I didn't have it, scraped from rent and bill savings, but handed it over. Of course, son. Thanks. Next month. He never repaid. I never asked. That night, I realized I was no longer his mother. I was backup, ATM, afterthought. How had a woman who'd sacrificed everything become invisible? The truth was still hidden. Valentina had a plan, and Marcus was already entangled. Have you ever loaned money to family and realized it changed everything? Your city, plus that story. The wedding loomed like a gathering storm. I pretended normalcy while Marcus's calls grew short, distracted. How are you, Mama? Fine, son. Busy with prep. Gotta go. Elise calling. Click. Each hang-up hollowed me more. Worse, uninvited to bachelor barbecue, rehearsal dinner. When I asked, Marcus shifted. Small things, last minute. Didn't want to bother you. Bother. Like my presence was trouble. I smiled. I understand. Then, one slow Tuesday at the shop, a delivery guy handed me a plain manila envelope, no return address, my name inked black, stomach churning. I opened it. Photographs spilled out. Marcus. Not with Elise. With Valentina. Restaurant exit. His hand low on her back. Her head thrown back, laughing. Parking lot. Faces inches apart. Hotel entrance. St. Regis. Arm around waist. Her smile intimate. Knowing. More. Cheek kiss too close to lips. Her fingers on his chest adjusting tie. Entering an unknown apartment. Balcony embrace at night. Him behind her. Her eyes closed in surrender. Photos scattered. I stumbled to the bathroom and vomited until nothing remained but bile and shaking sobs. My son, my only son, was involved with his fiancée's mother, a woman who'd humiliated me repeatedly, 20 years older. Everything clicked. Valentina's hatred wasn't class-based. I was the rival, the original woman in Marcus's life, the one who knew him before her seduction. Marcus hadn't left for Elise. He'd left for Valentina, the one who'd charmed, controlled, reduced him to this. I cried on cold tile until shock hardened into something colder. Back at my machine, I gathered the photos. Rage and clarity replaced tears. That poor Elise, clueless, her fiancé slept with her own mother. The woman who'd bled for her son, swallowed scorn, believed love eternal. She was gone. In her place, someone done with silence. I dialed a number saved months ago from a client who'd used a private investigator for her husband's cheating. This is Leona Hargrove. I need your help. Details? More proof on Marcus Hargrove and Valentina Moreau. Dates, places, everything. A pause. Relationship? My son. His fiancée's mother. Longer pause. Purpose? I don't know yet, but I need to be ready. Some truths cut deeper than lies. You sure? I stared at darkening sky. Pain doesn't matter anymore. I need truth.
Hung up, brewed coffee in my faithful mug, waited. The wedding wasn't ending. It was beginning, and I would no longer be the quiet victim. Have you ever uncovered a secret that rewrote your entire family history? City plus one word that describes how it felt. The investigator, Harlan Tate, mid-50s, plain, calm, met me in a quiet Decatur cafe far from prying eyes. He slid a thick folder across the table. Mrs. Hargrove, breathe before looking. I know what it'll show. You don't. He opened it. My world finished collapsing. Photos matched the anonymous set. Restaurants, hotels, midtown apartment rented via shell company, payments traced to Valentina. Hotel logs, St. Regis, Four Seasons, Ritz, cameras capturing both entering. Started when? My voice cracked. Year and a half ago, before engagement, before I met them. Bank records, transfers from Valentina to Marcus, 10K, 20K, 50K spikes. Payments, Harlan said. Your sons kept. Nausea rose. Not just affair, financial dependence. More. Harlan dug into Harlan Moreau's finances. Business crumbling. Debts, triple mortgages on Buckhead House. Facade. Valentina knew. Why use Elise? Harlan pulled trust documents. Elise inherited roughly $4 to $5 million from her grandmother, locked until marriage. Post-marriage access. If something happened to Elise after vows, funds to spouse. Marcus. With Valentina's hold, you think harm? Horror choked me.
No direct proof, but she's desperate, controlling. Your son's fully influenced. Audio device. Illegal mic in Midtown apartment. Marcus's voice. Anxious. What if Elise finds out? Valentina. Silky. She won't, love. She's naive. Sees what she wants. How continue after marriage? Pause. Intimate sounds. Then firm. Elise won't be problem long. Marry. Wait year or two. Accidents happen. Marcus. I can't. You can. For us. For future. I love you like she never will. When done, we're together. Money free. No hiding. Marcus. Faint. Okay, I'll do it. Harlan stopped it. I couldn't breathe. My son, taught honesty, kindness, was plotting to wed, wait, then remove Elise for fortune with Valentina's guidance. What now? Harlan asked. I stared at evidence. Soap opera twisted, but real. Police? Marcus jailed. Fraud, conspiracy, attempted murder. I'd send my child there. I needed more than punishment. Marcus needed to feel consequences. Valentina needed loss, and I needed to stay blameless, not destroyer, but witness to self-destruction. Perhaps rock bottom would remind him who he was before poison. I took the folder, left with straight back. Wedding in 2 weeks. I had a plan. Attend. Wait. Call at the perfect moment. Sometimes truth wrecks better than fists. Would you report family to the police or let life teach the lesson? Your city plus choice. Wedding night arrived like thunder I alone saw coming. I wore a simple navy dress I'd sewn years ago. Nothing flashy. Hair in low bun. Mother's pearls. Dignified. This might be Marcus's last sight of me as mother. Cathedral glowed. White flowers. Candles. 200+ elite guests. Me in 5th row. Alone. Groom's side nearly empty. Distant aunt, cousin there for food. Marcus walked aisle. Handsome in gray suit, not self-paid. Nervous smile. For a second I glimpsed my little boy. Regret flickered. Almost. Then Valentina, in champagne silk, jewels flashing, gave him a possessive glance. He returned a small, intimate smile. Bile rose. Elise entered radiant on her father's arm. Strapless gown, fitting, despite my advice. Innocent, happy, unaware. Vows. Marcus promised truth, respect, trust. I bit my lip to silence. Liar. Pronounced husband, wife. Applause. Except mine. Reception in St. Regis. Roses. Crystal. Orchestra. Me at back table. Invisible. I watched Valentina command waiters. exchanged loaded glances with Marcus when Elise looked away. Sickening. Dinner done. Dances began. Newlyweds first. Then, mother-son. Marcus offered hand. Forced smile. Mama. We swayed silently. You look beautiful, he said, avoiding eyes. Thank you. Are you happy? Yes. Very. Truly, Marcus? He met my gaze. Flicker of guilt? Yes. Elise is wonderful. And Valentina? I whispered. She wonderful too? He stiffened, stopped moving. What? I know everything. Photos, records, transfers, audio, face drained. You don't know anything. I know enough.
Music played. We stood frozen. Guests stared. Elise rushed over. What's wrong? Valentina appeared. Leona, leave. You're ruining my daughter's day. Ruining? I laughed bitterly. Let's discuss real drama. Valentina grabbed hot étouffée bowl from nearby table, hurled it. Burning sauce hit face, dress, pain, humiliation, screams. Elise shrieked. Valentina smiled calmly. That's exactly what you deserve. Silence. Marcus folded arms. She's right, Mama. Knife to heart. I wiped face with napkin, dignity intact, walked out straight-backed. At doors, phone out. It's time. Drove home smiling. Call wasn't police. It was someone who'd shatter their world. What would you do if publicly humiliated by family? Your city plus one action. Home, ruined dress trashed. Long shower, old pajamas, coffee and faithful mug. Waiting. Call wasn't police or lawyer. It was Cornelius Estrada, Elise's grandfather, Valentina's father. 82, widower, self-made, despised lies. I'd met him months earlier at a rare lunch. Invisible in corner, he sat beside me. You're Marcus's mother? Raspy, kind. Yes, sir. Leona. Pretty name. What do you do? Sewing alterations. Hands-on work. Soul in it. I like that. We talked hours. His empire from truck sales, 14-hour days, widowhood grief. Valentina rarely visits. Says I'm old, smelly, junky. She loves you, I offered. No, loves my money. But I left it to Elise. She visits, hugs, has heart. Gave card. Need anything? Call. I like handworkers. 3 weeks post photos, I did. Showed everything at his Inven Park bungalow. He listened. Face shifted. Pale, red, rage purple. Granddaughters in danger? Yes. Your son involved? Yes. Why me, not police? If police, Marcus jailed. He's my son. Can't be me sending him. He nodded. But I can. Plan. I'd attend wedding. Act normal. When truth surfaced, call him. He'd act. He'd extract Elise that night. Lawyers, doctors, prove Valentina unfit. Freeze trust. Protection order. Marriage annulled immediately. Complaint? Fraud? Extortion? Conspiracy. Marcus, no jail, no crime yet, but lose everything. Marriage, money, reputation. Good, I said. He deserves it. Wedding night, 11 p.m. Phone rang. Cornelius. Done.
Details. Arrived St. Regis with lawyers, police. Showed Elise evidence. She fainted, hospitalized. Marcus, silent, seeing proof. Valentina, denied. Photos fake, recordings fabricated. No one believed. Scandal erupted. Guests fled. Elise in grandfather's custody. Marriage null, trust frozen. Complaint filed. Marcus left alone at 2 a.m., scorned, no help. I felt empty, sad, relieved, guilty, vindicated. Peace. It was justice, not vengeance. For Elise, me, Marcus, consequences teach. Slept deeply, first time in months. Have you chosen hard justice over easy rescue? City, plus Y. Aftermath strange. Silent days, no word from Marcus for a week. I didn't reach out. He needed to feel loss. I needed healing. Cornelius updated regularly. Elise in therapy. Deep depression from betrayal. Twisted, he said, but young. She'll recover. Scandal viral. Video of confrontation leaked. Marcus, alone, leaving hotel. Valentina, screaming denials. Elise, on stretcher. Theories flew. Victim versus manipulated versus opportunist. Truth, weak man, bad choices. Week 2, DA investigating Valentina. Fraud, conspiracy. Likely 8 to 15 years. Harlan Moreau, innocent but alone. Business bankrupt, house foreclosed, living in cheap Decatur room on pension. Complicity carries guilt. Week 3, Marcus appeared at my door. 8 p.m., unannounced. Unshaven, thin, wrecked. "Mama," broken voice. "What do you want?" "To talk, please." I let him in, same chair where photos arrived. "I'm sorry for everything. You, Elise, especially her." Tears. "You planned to use her. I heard recording. Not me. Valentina manipulated. Stop blaming. You chose. She made me feel worthless without her. You made me feel guilty. Your small place, tired hands." Silence. I understood. I mirrored humble roots he wanted erased. Valentina offered escape. Saddest part? I never guilted you. You felt it because you knew you'd abandoned me. He wept. "Where can I stay? A few days." "No." "Mama, please. Nowhere. No money. You should have thought before. Rebuild like I did when your father left. Hands, no shortcuts. I'm not strong like you." "Learn." He left crying. "I love you. I know, but love without respect is empty." Door closed. Footsteps faded. No tears. Right thing done. Peace settled. Life collects debts. With time, truth, quiet justice. 2 years later, I live same duplex, same shop, same mug, but no longer invisible. Cornelius visits bi-weekly. Pastries, coffee, talks on raising kids, old age, mirrors. Elise better. Therapy done, studying psychology, wants abuse support center. Visited once, helped hem dress. Hugged, thank you for being mother, mine wasn't. Cried, not loss but gain. Lost son, found daughter by heart. Valentina sentenced, 12 years, no parole. Alone, deteriorated, no visitors. Marcus wrote letters. Factory job, Norcross room, therapy, saving to repay. Don't expect forgiveness. Just want you to know I wake trying to be better. Thank you for letting me fall. From love. Haven't replied yet. Need proof change for himself. Last night dreamed young Marcus. Lost my way, found it. Hugged. Welcome home. Woke tearful. Ready to heal, forgive, not forget, but release weight. Now 61. Sew wedding dresses. Pray Elise finds real love. Pray for Marcus. Mother's love limitless, but firm. Honest. Boundary setting. If my story helps one woman see, one mother release to save, one person choose dignity, worth every tear. You survive. Pain fades. Strength remains. Good triumphs, not always fast, but inevitably. Universe remembers. Did this resonate? Your city. Drop it below. If you liked, super thanks appreciated. More stories coming. Subscribe for next. With love and respect.